Hi, and welcome to this brief introduction to my Text Toolbox plugin for Adobe XD CC. To install the plugin, open the Discover Plugins panel inside XD and search for Text Toolbox. Now, you merely need to click Install, and within a few seconds, the plugin will install and be ready to use. To use the plugin, open the Plugins menu, and under Text Toolbox, you'll find the different actions you can perform. A quicker way to access all the available functions is clicking Show Commands. You can also access this with Command-Option-T on a Mac or Control-Alt-T on Windows. Clicking Show Commands or using the shortcut will open a dialog showing you all the available actions you have already seen in the plugin submenu. To perform one of the actions, click the corresponding button. Alternatively, you can also use the keyboard shortcut displayed in the button, for example Q to adjust the text area's height, to access a function. I will now briefly introduce you to the different functions available at this time. Please note that I'm continually enhancing and adding new features, so this might not be quite the same for you, depending on when you watch this. First of all, the Adjust Height function, accessible with Q, adjusts the selected text area's height to match its content. Please note that this only works for area text as opposed to point text, so you'll get an error message displayed if you try to use it with point text. Next, there's Lorem Ipsum, accessible with W. Lorem Ipsum lets you insert placeholder text. Clicking on it or pressing W will open a new dialog allowing you to adjust some options like what placeholder text to use and more. If you want to use the same settings you used the last time or the default settings if this is your first time using the plugin, you can just click Insert Text or press the return key on your keyboard and skip the dialog. If you want to adjust some settings, please note that they will be saved and used the next time you use the plugin by clicking Insert Text. Third in our list, there is the Copy HTML function, accessible with E, which is currently at an experimental stage. With it, you can quickly copy basic HTML markup for selected layers to the clipboard. This will, with its default settings, include comments with the layer names of each selected layer, text contents, and divs for grouped layers. You can also disable the layer name comments and select tags to treat certain text styles in the dialog. When you're happy with the settings, click Copy HTML to Clipboard, and your HTML gets copied to the clipboard and ready to be pasted in your favorite editor. Doing this will also save your preferences, and they will get set as default for the next time you choose to copy HTML. Please note that the generated code may contain issues and is not meant as a copy and paste solution. It is merely meant to make going from XD to front-end development easier and quicker, and does under no circumstances replace a front-end developer. In the Settings dialog, accessible with R, you can currently only reset the saved preferences. Clicking Reset Plugin Preferences will remove all your favorites and use the default preferences. Resetting the preferences is non-reversible, so use it only when you need to. Last but not least, the Help function, accessible with T, opens the support website for the plugin, where you can, besides the instructional video, find frequently asked questions and potentially other resources regarding the plugin. One last thing, I highly encourage to use the keyboard shortcuts. Since the plugin is meant to make cumbersome tasks in XD quick and easy, it is optimized for this workflow. Therefore, instead of going to the plugins menu, clicking Lorem Ipsum, and then clicking Insert Text using the settings you used previously, press Ctrl-Alt-T on Windows or Command-Option-T on a Mac, W to access Lorem Ipsum, and return to quickly insert the text. This concludes this brief introduction. If you have any questions, issues, or feature requests, please let me know via the support website xdplugins.pabloglaska.de. Thank you very much and have a great day.